Welcome back to Ozarks Fox. Well, tonight we're learning more about household chemicals, how to properly dispose of them, and what you should know even before you bring them home while you're shopping at the store. We have with us Lori Duncan and Jeff Rook from the City of Springfield Environmental Services. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So first I want to talk about the Springfield's Household Chemical Collection Facility. I think a lot of people at home don't even know that this collection facility exists. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What kinds of stuff can people take there?
Yeah, we've been open since 1974, and we take from the 5 counties: Greene, Christian, Webster, Polk, and Dallas, and that's called District O. It is free to the public of those districts, and you have to make an appointment because we want to make sure that you are transporting everything safely to us, which, you know, you can have some chemical reactions if you spill stuff and everything. But it is by appointment. The phone number we'll give you out. It's 864-2000. And we do collections usually twice a week. And this fall in October, the last 2 Saturdays in October, we'll be taking collections.
So it is free to the public to use, but I'm sure it takes a lot of money to keep up with a facility like this. How is it funded?
We're funded through the fees from the landfill and then the grants on the District O waste.
What kinds of items can people take to the collection facility?
All automotive fluids, new or used, all pesticides, herbicides, flammable liquids, and household cleaners, whether it's inside or outside, concrete cleaners, anything like that.
Is there anything people should know while they're taking all of these chemicals and different things to the facility? You're putting it in your car. Do you mix them? Do you separate them? Should you wear gloves? Anything like that?
Well, and that's why we do it by appointment. We like to talk to you, you know, figure out what you're going to bring in to us so that we can tell you how to safely pack everything and separate it so you don't have that in your car. A lot of people will bring it in the back of a van or in their trunk, and so we don't want the fumes to intermix and overcome you.
Laura, you said you get a lot of calls about paint. People are calling you and asking, what do I do with unused paint? What do you recommend?
Exactly. The #1 question we get is, what do I do with my leftover latex paint? Latex has become a very popular type of paint, and so latex paint can actually go into your household trash after you've dried it out. So what we recommend for people with latex paint, because it is water-based, you can just dump some kitty litter or sand into it, something that's going to absorb the liquid, and then once it hardens up and dries, then this can is safe to then put into your household trash. Oil-based paint, however, needs to go to the Household Chemical Collection Center, and they have a way to extract the paint from the can and then recycle it so that it can be made into another round of oil-based paint.
Then we also have other examples here. Laura, you were talking to me about these items. I mean, laundry detergent, things that we buy all the time that we have at home. There are some things we should be looking at even before we purchase it.
Right. We are so used to using just common household products, and we don't think about the fact that they are chemically produced. And so chemicals have things about them that we really need to pay a little bit better attention to. Each product has something called a signal word on it, and each signal word is going to represent a different level of chemical volatility. So if it's got something, for example, my laundry detergent here has the word caution on it, I don't really stop and think about, oh, this is a chemical that I'm putting into my laundry, but there are some safety features that I need to be aware of before I start using the product. Some things like cleaners, if it has either flammable or reactive or corrosive, those are a little bit stronger signal words. So I need to take the time as a consumer to invest in finding out what are the chemicals involved in this, what are the safety aspects, and how can I protect myself from maybe getting it on my skin, mixing chemicals together that shouldn't be mixed together.
Well, Jeff, I know you have a demonstration here for us, and this has to do with some of the chemicals we have at home too. You talked about vinegar, baking soda. If we're not using store-bought products, if you have vinegar at home and we're using baking soda, you talked about how mixing them to clean a surface, for example, sometimes might not be a good idea. Can you guys explain a little bit more?
Yeah, now this one is just a safe demonstration, but if you do like toilet bowl cleaner or bleach and stuff like that, if you mix something like that, it can be hazardous to you. But this is pretty much just a little demonstration that we do for the kids. What it demonstrates is how to safely pack and not mix stuff when you're bringing it to us as well. And what this is going to do is you're going to have a little bit of a chemical reaction and that.
And that's vinegar you have in that bottle and you're
vinegar,
putting...
and then this is baking soda. So you do get a little bit of a chemical reaction there. And that's something that you can see, but it's not always what you can see that it's going to harm you. It's what you can't see. And what that does is that makes carbon dioxide, which is a heavier gas, which smothers out the oxygen.
Oh, and that's what's putting out the candle. Even
That's
though we
what's putting out
can't
the
see it,
flame.
it's not touching the liquid still in there.
Right,
It's that
yeah.
gas coming out.
Correct. And that's one of the things that we try to emphasize when we're educating the community about using household chemicals. Household chemicals do a great job, but knowing how to dispose of them properly, and when you start mixing household chemicals, you could potentially create a reaction that creates a gas that you can't see. For example, mixing vinegar and baking soda, while those are very, very innocent substances and are great household cleaners, they produce a gas that we can't see, and that gas is what snuffs out the candle. Same concept with mixing household chemicals. It's not so much what we can see sometimes that's dangerous, but it's what we can't see, what happens when chemicals combine.
Well, thanks, Lori. Thank you, Jeff, for being here.
Well, thank you.
We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.